If you just seen the newest Eternals trailer, then you probably got a lot on your mind. What were those weird black dragon lizard things that Icarus fought? Who is that guy who is speed jumping over mountains? What is the emergence, and why are the Eternals so worried about it? I'm trying to answer all of these for you one by one here on the channel, but today I wanted to focus on one particularly confusing part of the trailer that I've seen some fans wondering about. Who was the four-eyed alien tying Angelina Jolie up in the trailer? Well, first you have to ask who exactly Angelina Jolie is playing in the film. Her character is known as Athena. She's an Eternal, one of the early sentient beings that were created by the Celestials 1 million years ago. That means she's of the ancient, powerful goddesses of Earth, and in fact, in some parts of the comics, Athena was actually supposed to be an earthly version of Athena, the Greek goddess of war, reason, and heroism. The actual Marvel Universe goddess known as Athena, and yeah, Marvel has not only Asgardians but Olympians as well, stayed at home with her dad Zeus. Now, if you know anything about the Eternals, then you know they weren't the only beings created by the Celestials. When those space gods came to Earth, they gathered up a group of early hominids, and their experiments created Homo sapiens, Eternals, and the Deviants. The Deviants are, of course, the exact opposite of the Eternals. They're a grotesque group of superpowered demons who spend all of their time trying to kill the Eternals. So why are the Deviants important to Athena? You know, besides the fact that they're sworn enemy of the Eternals. Well, basically, one of those Deviants is actually the father of her children, and it was the guy who was wrapping his tendrils around Angelina Jolie in the trailer. That's Crow, the general of the Deviant army, and he has changed quite a lot. In the comics, he basically looks like a pink version of Hellboy. His horns are a bit shorter, his body is a little less muscular, but he's more or less a muscular demon, and he's played up that role for the past 20,000 years. Because, well, part of Crow's unique powers are an unusually long-lived life and shape-shifting, and he's used both of those to terrify humanity over the last 20,000 years, most notably for taking the form of the devil. But here's the thing about Crow. If he's being set up as the villain for this movie, then he's going to have a turn at some point. In the comics, he has half eternal children, and it's his love for Athena and her love for him that make them disloyal to their own people. Whenever Athena gets in trouble, Crow is there to help. And whenever Crow gets in trouble, like the one time he was almost atomized by the Eternals, Athena is there to betray her own people, the Eternals, and protect Crow. Now, what exactly the MCU will do with Crow and Athena, I can't really be sure. We all know how they like to subvert our expectations, Rian Johnson style, and take classic villains from the comics and make them superheroes or victims. Do you remember how the Skrulls weren't evil, sneaky space murderers in Captain Marvel, but were actually refugees? I can easily see a similar concept coming to play in the Eternals movie. Instead of the Deviants being simply a purely evil race of mutated humanoids, perhaps they're misunderstood. Now, I really wouldn't be surprised if the MCU pulled another fast one on us like that, and we learned that it was the Eternals and their ancient leaders, either Zuras or Kronos, who created the great lie that Deviants were evil. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So in this video, I just wanted to quickly tell you who Crow was and why he's so important. But I guess I'll have to make another video because obviously if they chose Crow as an early villain, there will most likely be some twists and turns. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, remember, with great power comes great responsibility.